Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 72 of Life is Daijoubu. My name is Cole, and I am joined by Skylar over there. He's got a funny hat. It's not that funny. I don't know what that brand is. What's the brand? Do you know? I'm sorry. I shouldn't ask him as he's freaking chomping down on a Laffy Taffy.
No, don't call me out.
We got, we're done. Skylar's done. His introduction's over. We got Thane over here who's going through books like his life depends on it, apparently.
Well, I just put it on play and go to work.
Just at work, he can just listen to audiobooks all day.
Does every book grant you like another 6 months of life?
Sure. Sure, I guess.
Do you ever do like just music, or is it always audiobooks?
I did music one time during the summer.
Oh yeah.
So I was working with other people. But when I'm out of audible points, I just listen to podcasts or something.
See.
Yeah.
What about like light novels? You ever dabbled in that?
I haven't. I don't know if there's many on Audible that are like complete, like Spice and Wolf. Like I think like the first run's complete, but I don't know about any of the other. I know probably Mushoku Tensei's on there and ReZero. I don't know if much ReZero's on there.
I don't know if they have an
What
audiobook.
about Overlord or Slime?
No.
There's only like a handful of light novels that I even know exist as an audiobook.
Uh-huh.
And like one of them is like Sword Art Online. The only reason I know about that one is because the English voice actors for Kirito and Asano do the reading of it, and I thought that was kind of clever.
Same with the Spice and Wolf.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's pretty neat. Speaking of light novels in a roundabout way, today we are going to be discussing a show called Too Many Losing Heroines, which I discovered originated from a light novel.
It's like a deconstruction on light novels, on romance
It's
light
pretty
novels.
clever. It's pretty clever.
Yeah.
And, of course, we will be talking about that roughly around the halfway point of the show. We'll go full-on spoilers for Season 1 and just minor spoilers. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. So I can't wait to talk about it. Before then, we've got some news. A lot of anime announcements, honestly. Well, maybe not a lot, but a handful, as well as like some that people have been like looking forward to for a very long time. So we're going to skip those and go to the ones that people don't really care about, probably.
Except
First
us,
up.
we care.
Yeah, so totally we care. First up, we have this one is just a new anime. It's getting an anime or whatever you want to call it. The Faint Hero and the Assassin Princess. It's getting an anime.
Light novel.
I'm gonna be a contrarian here. I'm gonna say anime original.
I don't remember.
Oh.
I think it was a manga.
Oh,
We were
okay.
both wrong.
Sorry, guys. I think it was a manga, but I don't remember well enough. All right, next up is Kagaku X Boken Survival is getting a season 2.
I'm gonna say manga.
I don't know this one at all.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I know it's getting a season 2. That's all I knew about it. Yeah, I literally know nothing else about it. Anyway, let's move on to things that people might actually care about, starting with one that I'm interested in, but probably not everybody. And there is going to be, I'm assuming it's going to be a short anime, like a little short web series anime, because it's Pokemon. They're doing one for Pokemon Day at the end of the month. And they typically do this almost every year. They get some studio to do it. This time, however, it's by a pretty renowned studio, and the show will be about Dragonite and a mailman going out just delivering mail. And the studio that is doing it is Makoto Shinkai Studio, so the Your Name people or the Suzume people. So thoughts are that this is going to look incredible for Dragonite just flying around the world.
Was there at any point in time throughout the entirety of the anime?
Comics Wave, that's their name.
Yes, that is them. That's the studio.
Was there any point in time where Dragonite was a mailman or delivered something to somebody? I feel like that.
Yes,
I remember
there
a
is.
children's book. I remember picking out the library where Dragonite was a reindeer for Santa Claus.
I don't know why, but Dragonite is fairly frequently portrayed as delivering things. The first time that I can remember is in the very first Pokemon movie, where he delivers the message to Ash from Mewtwo saying, "Hey, go
That's right.
go to our place."
So I was
and then he
right
fights the
then.
Dawn fan after
yeah,
that.
he tells everybody, he's like, "Yeah, come fight."
Yep. Another one is I don't know what this is referencing, but there's a Pokemon card that's got Dragonite, and he's a delivery man or mailman or whatever you want to call it.
Look it up.
So for some reason, it's been portrayed a decent amount of times where they decided to make that the little short animation. I say short animation. I have no idea. They literally just have it called new animation for Pokemon.
That's exactly what I thought.
Mailman Dragonite
in my brain
from the first movie.
Yep.
All right, next up, we've got Bocchi the Rock is finally getting a season 2. So that'll be fun.
Still need to watch the first season.
You're missing out, bro.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I read a manga called Girl Meets Rocks. Like, this is Bocchi vibes. I should watch Bocchi.
This is Bocchi vibes. How do you know what Bocchi vibes are if you've never seen it?
Yeah, but doesn't Bocchi give off K-On vibes? Doesn't everything just give off vibes of something else?
Just anime girls playing rock music.
And being weird, being cute.
What was another one? Oh, Girls Band Cry. That was a recent one.
Yeah.
I never watched that one. Did you watch it?
I didn't. I've heard so many good things about it, though. Even though it's like CG, people are like, yeah, it's good.
Maybe that was when I started. I can't remember.
All right, last one we got. I don't know if any of us really care about this, but I know a lot of people do care about it. And it's a certain scientific railgun is getting a season 4.
I've heard things.
I've heard things about it. I've never watched it, though.
I know people like Railgun more than Index.
Yeah. And then on the side of that, a spin-off of Railgun called A Certain Item of the Dark Side is getting an anime adaptation.
A spin-off of a spin-off?
Is Railgun a spin-off?
Yes, Railgun is a spin-off.
Who knew? So, spin-offs of spin-offs are getting animes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's plenty of people excited.
Freaking when Young Sheldon, after it ended, they said, hey, we got a spin-off of 2 side characters coming out. It's like...
Now they're just making a universe at that point.
Yeah. It's like
Young Sheldon's dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. These two random couple in the show. I don't even know who they are. It's like, so they're making another spinoff. Okay.
How deep can we go?
Yeah.
That's all I have for anime announcements, though, and all the news in general. So, let's talk about the winter season so far. I wanted to talk about a show. I can remember the title. I need to look it up. A show that I have been enjoying, that I have discovered I enjoy it far more than I ever thought I would have. And it's called I May Be a Guild Receptionist, but I'll solo any dungeon boss to clock out on time. That show speaks to my heart in a couple of different ways. Number one, though, is, and this was like episode 4 or 5 when one of her coworkers points it out to her. She goes, you know, you're the kind of employee that most businesses want because you're the employee that works really, really hard for not more pay. Like, you're working more than all of us, and you're getting paid the same of us. It's like, why are you doing this? And she's just like, oh, no.
They caught me.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Or was it a realization?
It's kind of a realization. Yeah. It's like a shoot, dude. You're right. I really am putting in more time and effort than any of these other people are. And I was just like, yeah, bro. Once you learn that you don't need to do more than the bare minimum at a job, then you're golden.
Boss makes $1, I make a dime.
But man, it's a fun show. The characters are pretty likable. They're cute and they do fun relationships. It's cool. It's a good one. It's not like complete garbage. Turn your brain off and watch. But it's close to that.
Did she ever state why she doesn't just become an adventurer instead of being a receptionist?
So that's the funny thing. She doesn't say that. No. No, she does. She'd absolutely do this. Her main reasons are for the idea of clocking out on time and being able to just go home and be done with the day, and also the benefits are really good for her working the job. Don't have to risk her life or anything.
Right.
The funny part about the adventurer side of it, though, is she has this overpowered weapon that she just kills everybody with it. And so when she does go out into the dungeons and does stuff, everyone's like, holy freak, man. Like, this is crazy. It's good, though. It's a fun show. I'm quite enjoying it.
Got one thing you want to talk about?
I like My Happy Marriage. I never thought I'd watch this show, but
this is season 2, right?
2, yeah. It's secretly a like a shonen. It's like a conspiracy and stuff, and a power system. And it's like, that's fun, but I also like to watch the cute girl have a relationship. It's like I never thought I'd watch this. Of course, I probably watched it because it's old Japan, like the Meiji era stuff, and I like that. I like that aesthetic. Of course, my favorite is probably the samurai one, the Sengoku. I don't remember all the periods, but yeah, it's pretty good. That's about it. I don't know.
My Happy Marriage.
Yeah, My Happy Marriage.
You're not watching that, Sky, are you?
Mm-mm.
I swear I kept telling myself you were watching that from like when season 1 was airing. I thought you were watching
he's the
that
romance
too.
anime guy.
That's probably why I just thought that so much.
No, I wasn't watching that, but I remember being shocked when Thane said that he wasn't, that he actually enjoyed it. The one I want to talk about is Solo Leveling. I don't know if I've talked about that one specifically. I know we've mentioned it several times. Dude, it's really good, and we're getting to a point to where like there's more world building going on as far as like the ranking system of adventurers. It's really fun for me. I'm really digging it, where it's like now I'm able to conceptualize, at least through the world, their eyeballs versus my own, because I don't know what to compare to, because you don't know anyone's power level other than this guy's just OP.
Yeah.
But the last couple episodes, we've learned more about the society and the world itself, and kind of the power ranking system, and how he far exceeds almost everybody. So it's like, oh, okay, this dude's actually like almost a god.
Yeah.
He was touched by the god.
Yeah. Like even all the other S rank people are like, yeah, he'd cook me.
Well, and then the one girl too, the S rank girl, she's like, did he look at me or whatever?
That girl is so down bad. Holy. And so yeah, I do have a thought about Soul Living. I brought this up to Skylar the other day, but I can expound on it more. Ever since I started watching anime, I've never really thought of myself as the guy who's just like, oh my goodness, let's effing go, big fight scene, punch, yeah, let's go, big explosions. And like even like when like the first couple shows I watched were like Naruto and Sword Art Online, I'm like, yeah, cool, the fights are great and all that. But man, this show just brings out the freaking testosterone in me. I'm like, yeah, punch, yeah, get him. It's just so dumb, dude. Like my brain literally freaking devolves into a Neanderthal when I'm watching this show. I'm like, ooga, punch, slice, stab. I'm just like, let's go. This is great.
It's so weird, and maybe you guys have noticed this self with how you watch animes, is sometimes I can watch a show like that, like Solo Leveling, and be like, bro, let's go, like fight scenes. But then I watch other shows where I'm like, dude, all they do is fight. Yeah. They're just fighting. But, like, I don't get it. How come I can enjoy one and not the other?
Maybe because there's, like, subtle intrigue with Solo Leveling. Like, there's mystery elements to it. Like, we don't know about that weird island thing they keep bringing up. And that's always in the background. Just the fact you said the world building is actually interesting as well. Maybe it's a lot of that.
Yeah. Well, and then I guess another layer to just how I watch anime, too, is, like, sometimes I can watch an anime and just enjoy it for what it is. And other times I'll watch an anime and then I like hyperanalyze it. I'm like, yeah, this show sucks. But maybe it'd be better if I just went brain dead and just watched it. I don't know.
Sometimes it is good to just go brain dead and watch the shows, though.
Yeah.
I've only watched one episode so far. I'm very behind.
Oh, season 2?
Yeah. Although I am worrying about a PlayStation 2 video right now, so.
There you go.
No, so my computer died on me for a couple days, and I was really mad.
You'll have to explain that to me after the show.
Frankensteined it, dude. It's back to life.
Well, I just looked up a bunch of
Did you
videos.
do the
and there's also all the Indian guys who are like, here's how to fix... I shouldn't do that accent, sorry. There's Indian guys telling how to fix my computer, and eventually one of them worked, so...
Let's go.
Yeah.
This is a slight tangent. As someone who's like scratched the surface, dipped his toes into the world of manhwa and like power level manhwa stuff, there are shows like Solo Leveling stories like Solo Leveling are a dime a dozen
really?
In manhwa world. Every power fantasy manhwa is literally, oh, I'm a guy and there's this video game system that I can use to make myself better. So it just baffles me that Solo Leveling was the one that somehow was the one that got popular. I don't understand why this one was the one.
Them Koreans are over the top. Them Koreans.
I watched one, or not watched. I read one. I don't think I ever finished it though. I got pretty far into it, but it was like a regression one where he went back in time, and then after going back in time, he was able to like do things differently or whatever. But he also had some kind of weird gamified thing where I don't know. But that was a pretty common, like I said, it's a pretty common thing to give these characters these game mechanics to make them better.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, maybe solo leveling was one of the first ones to do it. I don't actually know. I've not looked into the lore of all that. But it's like how isekai is popular in Japan. And in Korea, it's, I don't know what the genre would be called, but gamified fantasy.
Power fantasy.
Power fantasy, yeah. It's interesting. Regardless of solo leveling's fun. It's good stuff.
What I've always thought is will be fun for the future, and maybe it won't change, but like think about like just in Western civilization over here in the U.S. specifically, back in like the 60s, 50s, 60s, it was all about like Western shows. And then in the 70s, it became more like space fantasy stuff kind of took over, or sci-fi, excuse me. And then we got to the 2010s, and it was the superhero era where everything is superheroes. It'll be interesting to see what
the next genre will be.
For anime specifically.
Oh, for anime specifically.
And obviously we get a lot sprinkled in throughout, but it seems like the shonen / isekai, probably those two are probably like the two most popular anyway.
I think fantasy by itself is on the rise in anime. Like, just some of the bigger things that were coming out. But, like, free run, I think, was, like, the tipping point to make fantasy, like, blow up in popularity. So I think fantasy is probably what you're going to be seeing a lot of in the next couple of years. Not just isekai, but, like, actual just straight-up fantasy, like free run, for example.
Man, I would love to see a Lotus War remake. That'd be hot.
What's that?
Record of Lotus War. That's like the classic fantasy anime. I might pick it. There's a 13-episode show. I might pick it just as a vintage.
Ooh, did you
watch.
just spoil? Don't spoil.
No, I'm not gonna pick that.
He's
one.
gonna pick Blood C3.
Oh, Blood C3.
Blood D.
Blood C.
I'm gonna pick Blood Plus. We're gonna watch all 50 episodes in 1 week.
It's so dumb but perfect. Holy Blood D.
I'll pick Bloody.
I love it, dude.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, please never pick a show like that.
No, sorry. No, I'm not.
No Bloody.
Yeah.
The worst part about that show is like not only did the substance suck, but the gore was just like, oh my.
Yeah, it's over the top.
It's one of those that like at least we'll always have this nice memory together of Blood C.
Yeah.
That was cute. And with that, I think it's time we start talking about the show that we watched over the last 2 weeks. Let's dive into it. I'm not going to even attempt to say okay, I'm going to attempt. Makeine?
I heard him say they name dropped it in the English.
They
dub,
did.
And I think they said Makeine. Or
Makeine?
Or Makeine.
That's not even how. That's not even.
I have no idea, bro.
But you heard it though,
I
right?
did. I remember. I think in the song it says the name too. The intro song. I think it says it there.
I can't remember what character. I think it was one of the girls name dropped it. I'm just like, you name dropped it, but I don't really get the context at all. So I still don't know what the word means.
Anyway, Too Many Losing Heroines. We're going to be talking about the 12-episode season that we got.
That's just literally the Japanese name.
Yeah. Too Many Losing Heroines is the translation. That's
So
what I'm just calling it.
They just slipped in the English dub. They're just like, just say it. Why not?
I
Felt
guess
right.
so. Felt right. We're talking the 12 episodes. We're going full on spoilers. I think if you're light novel only for some reason, I think this is up to the 3rd volume. I think it's the first season only covers 3 volumes. So anyway, without further ado, let us talk about Too Many Losing Heroines just after Skylar lost his marbles. Anyway, Too Many Losing Heroines is a show or a story about... Oh, I don't remember his name. Main boy. Do you know his name?
They say his last name a million times.
Yeah.
Itza Murray or something?
Yukimura.
No, I think that's one of the girls.
It is? Anyway, main
I'll
boy.
look it up.
While Skylar's looking up the actual names that we can be proper with it. Main boy, he's kind of just a spectator in a lot of these people's lives. And he sees a lot of these girls have a crush, and then their crush gets shot down. And...
Nukumizu,
yeah. Nukumizu.
What's the one you said?
Yukimura? Is that a person? I don't think
That might be a character. I don't remember.
I have no
I'm not
idea.
good with remembering names.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any.
Nukumizu. So he sees all these girls. He sees all of them try their best with love, but then lose in the end. And we've all seen it. We've all seen these rom-coms where there's 3 different girls that are going after the main guy, and the main guy has to let him down just because he can only pick one, because that's how these things go. And that's what the story is about. It's about the girls that did lose. We got too many losing heroines. There's a lot of girls in this show that are the B character in those rom-coms.
They're just taking L's, dude.
It's literally the point.
The side character.
Yeah, this is like taking L's the show.
Taking L's the show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, the quick synopsis literally is we just see 3 girls specifically go through their lives as they cope with the fact that they were not best girl.
It's really fun though, because unless it's like a straight up harem, whoa, you don't really see that. You don't really see like what happens to the girls afterwards. It's like, oh, this chick won.
Yeah,
awesome. It's like, well, we don't care about
Rip
her
to the
anymore.
other ones.
Yeah, and now you get to see it.
I mean, most shows they get to the end and they pick one and that's it. They're just done.
Right.
Like, we don't have to like deal with any of that hard storytelling. We're just gonna stop right here where it's nice and easy.
Yeah, domestic girlfriend. that one's real easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got three girls in this story. Blue hair, brown hair. Oh, I remember her name because she has the little lemon thing in her thing. Her name's Lemon.
Her other name though, they call her Lemon Yakishio. That's her last name.
Yakishio.
Yeah. So blue hair is Yanami,
Yanami.
and then
And
Komari's the little girl. Chika Komari.
Komari is the little red hair girl.
Mm-hmm.
Blue hair girl is like your standard traditional blue hair main girl protagonist that lost the romance war. And I find it hilarious that they made the first girl, or like the quote unquote main girl of this story, blue haired, because that is one of the biggest tropes in anime, is that the blue hair girl always is the one that loses.
I remember
without fail.
Remember Cannon, the blue haired girl was the guy's cousin. It's like, she ain't winning.
Yep, you got freaking Darling in the Franxx. Domestic girlfriend. You know, all of these blue hair girls, they don't get a win in the end because they got blue hair. It's the trope. And so they make the main girl of this one, the blue hair. I guarantee you that's the author just being cheeky about it, and I think it's awesome. It's so perfect. She has the most like normal not breakup, but normal like turning down. To an extent, I mean, like, she didn't like the guy that she liked didn't really realize that she liked him. She was kind of like, oh yeah, I'm with this girl. I didn't say no to you because you never confessed or whatever. It seems like he would have said no anyway.
Right.
We do get a little bit of that later on. Anyway, we got Lemon, who just too slow. Ironically, the runner girl was just too slow.
The typical tanned sports girl.
Yeah, tan sports girl. That's another trope, the tan sports girl. And then you have the small mouse-like shy girl trope as well.
No, she ain't winning.
She's not winning. However, she pulled a fast one over all of us, and she was like the only one to actually confess, which is kudos to her. She gets a respect, the full-on respect. But of course, she wasn't the childhood friend, so she lost.
It's funny because the other two, the people they wanted were childhood friends.
Yes, I know. It's a good role reversal. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
So, what are your initial thoughts on this show or this story?
I really liked some of the comedy. It was very like blink and you'll miss it. Some of the comedy, you really had to be paying attention. There's just like little quips here and there that
I'll tell you one that stuck with me. So, they're on their camping trip, and Nukumizu's like, okay, I got to eat this meat before anyone else grabs it because they're gonna grab it and take it. He goes to get it, and they go, "How could you? It's not even cooked yet." He's like, "Whatever, fine." And he puts his hand away and starts talking to someone else. And in this same shot, you see freaking blue hair go to grab and eat it anyway. I was dying. I'm like, she did not just eat it anyway. After she's the one who freaking shamed him, she just grabbed it. It was so good. But yeah, it's exactly what you said. Blink and you miss it. Little comedic moments that are just so, so, so good. I'm curious to see how that translated from the light novel to the anime. If that's like little things like that were added in after the fact. I would have no way to know unless like in the light novel it might like mention hey, and then she grabbed the food or whatever. I don't know. Who knows?
What I thought was interesting too is I felt like all the girls got quite a bit of screen time.
Mm-hmm.
Like even main girl, yeah, she's main girl, but she was in the back for a lot of episodes, or she was just there.
Yeah.
She's just hanging out.
She became one of the spectators along with Yukimura.
Yeah.
That's not his name. Nukumizu.
Nukumizu, yeah. Even like the other boys, they got a lot of screen time too. You're like, I don't even know your name.
It was really it's surprisingly well written.
Yeah.
For what it is, I was blown away with how well written it was. It's very sound and it's very put together to the point where there aren't really any holes that you can find. And the fact that all these characters have so much screen time is kind of proof of that. What are your first initial thoughts, Thane?
Fun show with cute girls.
Yeah,
It was watchable
yeah,
compared to a lot of light novel adaptations. Mostly because this one kind of makes fun of those light novels.
What did you do?
Actually, that's what I appreciate. It actually like takes the piss out of usual romance comedy light novels. It's like, hey, all these tropes, yeah, we're gonna put them up in center, but we're gonna make fun of them.
Yep. Would you say that you liked the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about it. That's the best part.
Above average or below average?
I'd say it's above average. I do admit they do lean into the... whatever.
Camera died.
I will admit they lean into the melodrama a lot at some parts.
To keep going while you're doing this? Yeah. Okay.
But I think it like it's okay because like it's like they do get melodramatic at times, but then it's over real quick.
One thing that I thought was very good, and this goes back to the writing that Cole was mentioning earlier, is not only is the show very comedic heavy, but it also has some very real emotions that get told.
Yeah.
In a very meaningful way. Because it's like one specifically where blue-haired girl is like, yeah, this dude totally broke up with me. I'm trying to get over him. I probably won't, and that's okay. And like it was that one meeting where they all go, the two boys are talking to each other, and the one guy's like, yeah, dude, like she likes you or whatever. He's like, no, bro, you got it all wrong. She comes up, freaks out, loses it, but she said something along those lines of like, yeah, dude, I liked you, and it's going to take me a minute to get over it, but you don't get to tell me how I'm supposed to feel.
Yeah.
It's like, dang, dude. I was just laughing. Now I'm about to cry.
It's good. They did a good job with their characters and emotions and relationships, I think. And it was believable, too.
Yeah.
I think that's what sold it to me. Quick note, I don't think any of that first part of it was recorded. So, sorry about all that.
Oh, the first?
Yeah, the first half. So, it was audio only until now, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
unfortunate. Apologize about that, everybody.
Did it just shut off or just not hit the record button?
I hit it, but I don't think it... I had to turn off a setting for something else, and I think I made it so I couldn't record to an SD card.
Oh. Nice.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. Anyway, yeah. It's... I don't know. All the characters just feel real. Like, their situations are relatable. Even if you've never necessarily, like, done exactly their situation or gone through their situation, you probably felt a lot of the same, like, feelings and, like, scenarios that they've been in. Like, it's... Like I just said, it's believable and it's real because... I mean, it's literally like it's plucked from real life, these scenarios and situations. And I do like how... I keep saying the word real because I don't know what else to say, but like just how real the characters are to their responses to things. Like you were just saying with the blue hair girl, she responds like, yeah, dude, like it sucks. I liked you, but like that's not going away. I can't just turn that off because like you can't in real life.
Yeah.
And it seems like in a lot of like shows and stories that's kind of what you expect of these other characters. Like there's lingering feelings, but for the most part they get cast off to the side and you don't even see them anymore. And that's where the premise of the losing heroine goes, I guess.
Well, to piggyback off of that too, though, is in this show and in life generally, you are attracted to people that you're around, right? Same circles. Obviously, in this case, they're in school together or they're childhood friends or they're in the same clubs. And what's interesting is there's a lot of love triangling going on, but after a girl loses, there's no animosity or hard feelings, and those characters don't just disappear. It's more of a, okay, well, I lost. I need to figure out how to just be able to deal with this because we're all still friends. We're all still going to hang out. I still see these people at school. This person is still the club president of the club I'm in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even seeing Komari dealing with how she did because she was still with the president all the time.
Yeah.
And she's just like, well, whatever, is what it is.
And I thought it was interesting how one of her thoughts out loud is she was more sad about not that she lost, but that those three can't really just hang out like they used to anymore. For a couple of reasons, obviously. Like, those two are together now, so they kind of just want to do their alone time.
An awkward third wheel.
And then you become an awkward third wheel. And then as on top of all that, they're thinking, oh, yeah, we shot her down in a way. So there's so many different aspects to it that make it so that, yeah, they can't be the three trio and again like they always were. And it is sad. And I just thought it was something that you would never think about unless you went through that real situation. So if it was just a character, you would never think about that for the character. And so I'm glad that they said it out loud for us.
Well, in thinking about like my own relationships I had specifically in high school, because as an adult, as long as it's not like a coworker, somebody that you're dating and break up with or whatever, you don't have to see those people.
They just be gone.
Yeah, but in high school, like, it would be weird. You're like, oh, I have to see this person.
Oh, yeah, they're in my class right there.
They're in my
There they
class.
are.
Oh, I'm walking by the hall, and then I would literally, like, change my trajectory of, like, my route to get to certain classes so I didn't have to see those people.
Yeah.
Which was really dumb, but, like, I don't know. That's what I really like about the show, and I guess it's a testament to the characters, is they never really shied away from it. Like, I would say that the one that maybe did the most, but even then, not even that big a deal, was Runner Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was still there hanging out with him. She literally went on a date with, well, not even a date. He asked her out so he could learn how to take a girl on a date. Unbeknownst to him that the girl he asked is in love with him.
Yeah.
Regardless, though, like, even then, yeah, she didn't avoid him or, like, stop talking to him or anything other than when she went to her grandma's house. But that was it.
Overall, like, I'm impressed.
I am too.
It was fun. I instantly, after I finished the show, I looked up to see if I could start reading the manga, and that's when I discovered it's a light novel. I did order the first volume, though, because I want to try reading it. I want to see if I enjoy it as much as I did as a light novel as I did as an anime. So
Is this your first romance light novel?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only light novels I've ever really tried have been isekai stuff, basically. Oh, that's not entirely true. I've read the first volume and a half of 86, which is a sci-fi post-apocalyptic-esque kind of story. Yeah, and that's a really good story. I do like that one a lot, but this will be a fun new try to see how much I like and if I can get into it or not. I think it'll be fun. And the other interesting thing is that it's a pretty dang new story still. I think there's only like 6 or 7 light novel volumes, maybe not up to 9 in Japan. In English, we only have up to 3, I think, or the third one isn't even out yet. It's either that or the fourth one's coming out soon. I can't remember. And so if I get caught up, this could be just something I just pick up every now and then and read. Mm-hmm. And where it's such a simple story, it's not going to be like, okay, I need a recap of what happened in the last couple volumes.
Right.
I could think this would be a much easier pick up and start going. It's a very comfy story. As sad and like depressing as some of the material they get into, it's a pretty comfy and lighthearted thing. And like it does get there. Like it does go places, even though it is this comfy, lighthearted thing. Like there are some real human emotions that like are ugly to see. Even still, it's a good, comfy, easy watch. I blew through this thing. I went way too quickly through it. I think I watched it in the span of like 2 or 3 days, one weekend or something like that.
Good Lord.
Yeah, this show had a lot of layers to it. Like I said, it's got comedy. It's got the real
ogre.
emotions. It's got some surface level hanging out. Yeah, it's an ogre. Shrek. This is Shrek the anime.
Shrek the anime. Yeah, it's a great way to put it, though. It does have layers. It is crazy how many layers it has. Because, like, when you just think about any other normal romance thing, it doesn't really have those layers. Like, they kind of do, and they kind of dabble. But for the most part, it's very surface level. Like, oh, which girl is the main guy going to end up with, you know? This one is not that. And maybe it's because the focus necessarily isn't the main guy's going to end up with somebody. It's the focus is Just as the title implies, the people that didn't end up with the guy.
It's also interesting too, how they portray how each girl reacts to getting shut down. Like Komari, she's like, wow, this sucks, but whatever. I still don't want things to change. Like, she's still very comfortable being around the president and his current girlfriend. Runner Girl just wants to pretend like nothing happened. She's just like, I'll just hide all of this until she accidentally spills her guts on accident. And then blue-haired girl, she just doesn't ever see the guy. Like, we see him one time.
Oh, well, that's not entirely
the
true.
The last episode.
He's there a lot, actually. He's her childhood friend. Like, their parents are good friends, so they see each other pretty frequently. We just don't see them see each other.
Okay, so they talk about it then.
Yeah. They had that big confrontation, like, what was it, episode 4 or 5 or 6 even? And I think that's, like, all they got done talking about it. But then since then, you just get little bits and pieces of, like, oh, yeah, I hung out with them and that sucked or whatever.
See. So that's just stuff I missed.
And on top of that, I think the pink-hair girl that he ended up with was one of her other good friends, too. So she was also just a part of that trio in any way.
All right. Well, and the other big main thing of how she coped with it is she wanted to pretend that she had a boyfriend. She was trying to swindle everybody.
She confronted it at first, but it still ate at her, and that was her way to try to get around it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because she felt like everybody was feeling bad for her. Maybe that's why she was trying to get around it in that weird way. I don't know. That I think it begs the question. Now that we've talked about all these girls and their in-depth stories, let's talk about our main boy, Nukumizu. What do you guys think about Nukumizu? Is he going to be this bystander the entire time, or is he going to end up with one of these girls? Is it going to go down the typical rom-com route? Granted, obviously, we don't know what happens because this is the end of the episode 12 and have any of that.
Yeah, well, he spends a significant amount of meaningful time with all three girls.
Specifically meaningful, yeah.
All three girls. I think that it definitely leans more towards blue-haired girl. Like, obviously, the roller coaster scene, and then other times where Komari and Lemon see that those two are alone together, and they're like, "Oh, let's
they're excited about it. Yeah,
right.
They want them to get together."
But I don't know. There were times throughout the show where I'm like, "Dude, I think Komari is like really into Nukumizu."
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And I just don't know if he realizes it or even if she realizes it.
I kept thinking that, too. I'm like, dude, Komari's, like, into him. But, like, she's still dealing with her thoughts about the other dude. So, like, I don't know if this is, like, a real I'm into them or not. It was hard to decipher that. It's kind of fun.
I think my favorite character trait of him specifically is he gets to learn through everyone else's hardships. And it's like he's a very empathetic person as far as like, dang, I feel bad because these girls are struggling, although he's never gone through anything like that, but he still gets to learn and kind of experience it alongside him. Very fun, very interesting.
It's beautiful friendships.
I think describing as an empathetic person is probably the best thing you could do. I mean, to the point when he takes Lemon to the park in the middle of the night and he just sits there for like an hour and a half or two, just sitting there waiting for them to be done talking. Like, man, what a nice person.
Even the scene before where he chased after her when she accidentally confessed her feelings, and then she just books it, and he's like, why am I going after her?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going.
I guess I'm going.
He just runs, and then he's like, can I just wait till I get on the train? I'm like, dude, this guy, man. What a freaking guy. But it like there's no like undertone or like underlying sexual energy or anything there. It's just like he's just a good dude.
He's just happy to have friends, it seems.
Right. Which is fun because right from the get-go, it's his sister's like, hey, make friends because I know you kind of suck at that. And then right from the first episode, he's got all these friends. And it's like he doesn't even realize it. Maybe he does, but I don't remember a specific moment where he realized he had friends.
Oh, he doesn't right away because remember he had to ask the blue-hair girl to be his friend.
Right, but then his sister pointed it out to him where she's like, dude, you got it in you, bro. You got friends.
You got friends.
Don't touch me.
Sorry. What'd you guys think of the two horny teachers? One that was very bitter about men, and then the other one that was just straight up horn
She's
dog.
a slut.
She's just watching. She just wants to watch
She
it
just
all in
freaking
full.
has
She tried to record.
she got the freaking mics
Yeah.
and stuff in there.
Yeah.
She freaking sets them all up to go hang out on a date. It's like she just wanted to see a train wreck happen there.
She's about to be busted for the CP, if you know what I mean?
Ooh. There was
Yikes.
some good comic relief though in a full on comedy. I don't know.
Well, it was interesting too. Like the whole teacher's plan, or she's like, yeah, I wanted them all to like meet up and watch the nuke go off. But then it cuts to the other couple. They're just like, yeah, we're not going. She gave us tickets. We'll go next week. I was like, what? That's the only scene. Just shows that.
Oh. Overall, I enjoyed it. I gave it like a 9 in the listing. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a fresh take on the genre. Like Thade said, it was like a deconstruction of all of the different
more like it's a
genres.
satire.
Yeah, satire's probably.
Yeah.
It's
Right
fun
there.
though that they did a satire, but did it in a meaningful way too. Where it's
Mhm.
like, we're not just gonna take a dump on this. We're gonna take a dump on it, but then
Pay
you're
homage
gonna
to
cry
it.
along the way.
Yeah.
Pay
We're
homage.
not taking it. They're not
Yeah.
taking a dump on it. Instead of paying more homage to it, they're having fun with it.
Yeah, they know the tropes, and they're saying, "Hey, we know you guys know the tropes too. Let's
You
explore
know the
these
rules,
tropes."
and so do I.
Yes, sir.
And that's how we planned this episode, was to rickroll everybody. That was it. That was
That
the
was
whole
it.
reason we did this podcast for 200 episodes.
No, that's all me. That
What
was
are
all
we at?
me.
We're not 200.
72.
72 episodes.
Oh, well, I think it pretty much wraps it up. Good show, good series. Like I said, I'm gonna start reading the light novel. I'm gonna try it out anyway, see if I enjoy it or not. And if I end up enjoying it, I guess I'll let y'all know if I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm not a light novel reader.
Not at all.
I'm a light novel
But what if-
listener.
As I say, what if they got the audio? Well, I think it's that time. Skylar picked last time. I picked the time after. Skylar picked 2 times ago. Then I picked, and so that means I believe it is your time to pick, Thane. What do you got for us?
You ever wondered, hey, I need some peak in my life. Well, I got the peak of the pants. It's Golden Kamuy.
Oh, Golden Kamuy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Show is good.
How do I spell Kamuy?
KMUY.
KAMU something.
Yeah.
Kamuy.
Yeah.
This is a show / series that I've been interested in for a while, and I was really close to picking up the manga. And the only reason I didn't was because when I saw it and I was like, okay, yeah, this will be a fun one to read. They didn't have volume 1. That's pretty much it. So
Yikes.
I would have probably
Well,
gone
it's
into
all
it a long
readable
time
on
ago.
Viz if you want to ever
On Viz.
read it. Yeah. But yeah, I like this show. I've been singing its praises for a while. And I can't wait for you guys to watch it, the first season.
I'm looking forward to it.
Same.
People, what I hate about this is that people like instantly judge it based off the first episode, which was infamous with a CG bear, although that's pretty much the most CG they used in the whole series. Like throughout the current 4 seasons, that's it. There's even later a part with a tiger in season 4, and that tiger's hand drawn. So it's like, I don't know why people just instantly judged it based off that bear, and I hate it. Please watch Golden Kamuy.
Gotta love how much people hate CG, am I right?
Yeah.
We'll be able to talk about that CG bear in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks talking about Golden Kamuy. Until then, have a great life.
Bye.
Bye.